NBA season is over, and I can't lie, they've really announced the Coach of the Year, so I'm a tiny bit late, but NBA awards time, let's go. See, I just came back from work, so I'm like in a position now where like I'm tired, I'm slumped. You can see I'm wearing like slightly business attire. I don't want to go too overly business, but I think it's time for me to show the world if I had a voting ballot for NBA awards, why I would never get it wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So, we're going to start with Coach of the Year. It's already been announced. Why not? We'll start with Coach of the Year. So, I think it was clear. I think everyone knew he was going to be. And it was given to Mike Daigneault, who's taken the Oklahoma City Thunder. Didn't make it to the playoffs last year. A very young team, a young core, led by obviously the vets of the team being Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Lou Dort. Who would have thought that team would be good? And obviously taken them and pulled them to a 1-seed finish. They have the second best record in the league, pretty far behind, but behind the Celtics. So and that's what having second Joe Mazzulla. I think Joe Mazzulla's coached his ass off this season and shown that he's created a monster in the regular season. We'll see how Joe does in the playoffs. But Mike Daigneault's shown he's truly one of the best coaches in NBA. We've seen the 5-out, we've seen the play, we've seen the diversity of play, especially with the addition of Chet Holmgren. Having that 5 that can shoot the ball gives them so many different avenues in which to attack, because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the best inside finishers in the league. Now you have a 7'3" guy. I don't know how tall Chet is. I'm going to say 7'1". Let's just say 7'1" to give him benefit of the doubt. 7'1" guy who can spread the floor, but also has the agility to be able to put the ball on the floor as well. And you know, that 5-out thing, that drive, kick, is annoying a lot of teams. I don't know if it'll work in the playoffs. We'll see. But it's annoying teams in the regular season. My third place coach, give it to Chris Finch. But Chris Finch has really, once again, another person that's coached his arse off, taking a team that was a first round exit inevitably last season and made them a team with the second best record in the West. Obviously, the Denver Nuggets had the same record as the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we've seen Chris Finch really take Anthony Edwards and skyrocket him to stardom. We know he's one of the best players in the NBA right now, and he's definitely due his all-NBA appearance. Stay tuned for that. I'll give you that in a second. So that was all Coach of the Year. I know I spoke for a little bit, but coaching, very, very important. Next up, let's go for the most improved player. For this one, I think it's pretty unanimous, I'd say. Tyrese Maxey. I think Tyrese Maxey's cleared. He's taken on that role. He's played the lead guard for the Sixers, especially Joel Embiid taking an extended period out this season. He's really shown that he can lead a team. He's shown that he can also play the secondary role. With there being no James Harden this year in the team, he's shown he can score the ball, he can score efficiently, and he can pass the ball. That's one thing we've been questioning with Tyrese Maxey. Can he pass the ball? Can he create for his teammates? And he's shown us this season that he's an adequate passer of the ball. His efficiency's gone up. His free throw rate has gone up. His assist rate has gone up. Everything's been really, really good for Tyrese Maxey this season. Next, I have at number 2, I'd say would be probably Kobe White. Kobe White has shown that he can take the offensive load as well, with Zach LaVine being injured for quite a bit of time this season. He's shown he can. Somehow the Chicago Bulls are in the play-in. They're going to get eliminated straight away, but they are in the play-in. I think the play-in starts today, weirdly enough. I think Chelsea start right now. I need to finish this video. So yeah, second I have Kobe White, and third I have, if Jalen Johnson played enough games, it'd probably be Jalen Johnson, but I'll give it to Donte DiVincenzo. I think Donte DiVincenzo was this good last season on Golden State. I think he was this good, but people didn't really take it into account because he didn't put up the counting stats. But he's been really good this season for the New York Knicks, the Villa Knicks, as people are calling them. Send McCall here. But yeah, really impressive from DiVincenzo. But for winner for that MIP, Tyrese Maxey. Next, we're going to go for Rookie of the Year. Another one that's clear, pretty obvious. One of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen, Victor Wembanyama. I know he didn't win a lot of games, but individually, one of the best rookie one of the best rookie players we've ever seen. I think he won 20 games, but he averaged like 20, 11 and 4, something like that. That just came from the top of my head. I could be completely wrong, but he averaged like 5 stocks, steals and blocks, which is unheard of for a rookie, like otherworldly type stats. So we've got to have him at number 1. Number 2, we have Chet Holmgren, put up a really good season, the 1 seed in Oklahoma City Thunder. His current stats aren't as good as Victor Wembanyama's. His play wasn't as good as Victor Wembanyama's, but still happy to have him in my 2nd spot on Rookie of the Year. 3rd is where it's a bit weird, because there's a lot of rookies that would just... I've got Brandon Miller. I think Brandon Miller's when he's been given the offensive load, he's taken it and he's ran with it for the Charlotte Hornets. It's clear that the two moving forward for that are LaMelo and Brandon Miller, if LaMelo can stay fit. And they can create something there. They just need good management. And good management isn't something we've seen a lot for in Charlotte. Those are my 3 for Rookie of the Year, with the winner being Victor Wembanyama. Next up, we're going to go for Clutch Player of the Year. Sure, Clutch Player of the Year, my Clutch Player of the Year. It's between 2. It's between Stephen Curry and DeMar DeRozan. We saw DeMar DeRozan go to overtime 2 nights ago and put up a great performance. He did miss a floater at the end, but he scored a lot of the buckets in the OT. But yeah, really impressive from DeMar DeRozan this season. Stephen Curry as well. I think he has the most clutch points in the NBA this season. It's tough for him because his team hasn't been performing, but we might see them pull out something in the play-in.
Nope.
It's still above 500 by like 5 games. That tells you how stacked it is in the West. That he's only like the 10th seed. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna go with DeMar DeRozan, just because I think DeMar DeRozan in clutch has been the difference maker, whereas Stephen Curry hasn't necessarily made the final clutch bucket where we've seen DeMar DeRozan score not buzzer beat, but I think he might have scored a buzzer beater this year, but game winners constantly. So I'm going to go with DeMar DeRozan first, I'm going to go with Stephen Curry second, and I'm going to go with Luka Doncic third, being a great clutch player. I think Jokic deserves a shout as well, being a really good clutch player as well. Next, we're going to go with Defensive Player of the Year. Tough. Really, really tough. It's between 2. It's between Rudy Gobert and Victor Wembanyama. I started off staunchly being Rudy Gobert is my Defensive Player of the Year. I said it quite early on. I held true. The Timberwolves have the best defense in the league. Once again, testament to Chris Finch. But then I thought about it and I thought, this is Defensive Player of the Year. The defensive plus-minus numbers for Victor Wembanyama are off the blood clot chain. They're off the rails. The team is so bad when he's not on the court. The difference he makes when he's on the court is substantial. It's crazy. It's just absolutely insane. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give a DPOY to a rookie. My DPOY is Victor Wembanyama. Second is Rudy Gobert. Love you, Rudy. Great player. One of the best defensive players we've ever seen. Put up a great defensive season. I think his rim protection is overlooked because Victor Wembanyama might get more blocks, but it's his first season. Nobody expects for him to block everything, so they're going up for it still, where you wouldn't necessarily do that with Rudy Gobert. But Rudy Gobert's his field goal percentage at the rim numbers, his rim protection is more than just blocks. His rim protection is stopping people from scoring at the rim. He's a deterrence to people at the rim. He's got Hall of Fame Intimidator, if you want to go for a 2K badge. And third, I'm going to go with the most versatile defender in the NBA, Bam Adebayo. He is the best switch defender in the NBA, as we've seen. Obviously, the Miami Heat have transitioned a little bit away from the zone defense and are playing a lot more switch defense. And he's been really, really good in that because he's been drawing. He's been closer to the paint. You can see the switch off and the switch on. He's been able to exhibit his fantastic rim protection. And I think Bam Adebayo is deservedly my third place in my DPOY. Next, we'll go through 6 Man of the Year. This is between 2 really. Malik Monk versus Naz Reid. Give me Naz Reid just because Naz Reid is cool. Hollywood Naz. Second, I'll give it to Malik Monk. And third, I don't know if DiVincenzo qualifies. If he does, I'll give it to DiVincenzo. I'm not sure if he does qualify though. Tim Hardaway Jr. was so good before, but he did fall off is my one issue. End of the season, not great though, Tim Hardaway Jr. You need to get it up for the playoffs because your team are on fire right now. The teams, because I'm finished with the MVP, even though my last video was about the MVP, we're going to finish with the MVP now anyway. So, we're going to go through the all-defensive team. I don't know if I can remember who I even had in my team. I have Alex Caruso in my first team. I have Herb Jones. Herb Jones, what a player. I've said it for years. The length, pause, the ability, the absolute dynamism on the defensive end from Herb Jones is amazing. And I think the Pelicans are an experiment. How many wing players can you fit in an NBA team? Najee Marshall, Trey Murphy III, even Dyson Daniels can play on the wing. Brandon Ingram, Zion. It's insane how many wing players they have. Zion not as much, but you know what I mean. So Alex Caruso at the 1, Herb Jones at the 2. Obviously he's positionless now, so then it's got to be my 3. Bam Adebayo, Victor Wembanyama, Rudy Gobert. Pretty simple there. My second team will be Derek White, Lou Dort, Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Davis. Oh, and Jalen Suggs. Must be Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs has been really, really good in terms of energy. All those players have been really, really good. I think some players are unlucky not to make it. Denny Avdia. I think Denny Avdia is unlucky not to make it. I think he's just that the Wizards' defense hasn't been great, even though he's been really good this year. Shout out Denny. But the Wizards' defense as a team hasn't collectively been good. But I think he's a shout for the all-defensive team, and he's a shout for most improved player as well. I think he's been really, really, really improved this year, and the league hasn't taken notice because the Wizards have been bad, I guess. I'm not going to do all-rookie team. I guess I could, but it's pretty easy to do the all-rookie team. So we're going to finish off with my all-NBA teams. Before we get into my MVP, we're going to finish off with the all-NBA teams. So in my all-NBA first team, we have, obviously, the top 3 candidates for the MVP. We have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic. I also have 4th place in my MVP rankings, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And 5th, but I think he's been great this season. His team has the best record in the NBA, and winning obviously matters. I have Jason Tatum. Great players, obviously. We'll talk about these 3 candidates when we get to the MVP. But Jason Tatum, fantastic player. I've already spoke about how good I think he is. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think he's averaged fantastic numbers this season. He's scored 60% field goal percentage. Fantastic. And obviously with Damian Lillard not playing amazing this season, he's been extra good, more than we expected him to be, greater than we expected him to be, especially having a secondary starter level of Dame Dollar. In my All-NBA second team, I have Jalen Brunson. I have LeBron James is in there as well. I have Domantas Sabonis. I think Domantas Sabonis deserves more credit. I think he's been the top 10 MVP candidate for the entire season and hasn't got really the credit he deserves. After Domantas Sabonis, I also have Anthony Edwards as well. Part of a great season, finished with the 3rd best record in the NBA. He's turning into a superstar. People have that Michael Jordan-esque talk about that with him, but he's really, really turning into a superstar and can be a great defensive player and offensive player as well. Truly, truly fantastic play from him. And I have finally Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has had a great season. The Suns have made the playoffs. They're just sneaked away from the play-in, and they are the 6th seed, I believe. The 6th seed. And yeah, the Suns have had a great season, so Kevin Durant has to surely make it. In my All-NBA third team, I have Devin Booker, Stephen Wardell Curry. I'm sorry, Tyrese Halliburton, you don't make it. Your second half of the season hasn't been fantastic. I have Kawhi Leonard. I have Anthony Davis. You know who I'm not going to have? I'm debating, do I have Zion in there? I want to have Zion in there, but I can't have Zion in. Where does the Pels? The Pels were the 7th seed, right? So if they're the 7th seed, they deserve one. But the Celtics deserve 2. Celtics undoubtedly deserve 2, and so I have Jalen Brunson in there. Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Jalen Brunson, Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis in my All-NBA third team. So finally, we're going to finish off with, obviously, the biggest award of them all, the MVP, the most valuable player. I think it's called the Michael Jordan MVP now. So my candidate for the Michael Jordan MVP is, I don't know, I'm struggling. Last video I made, I said it was Luka, but I said it was just about Luka. I'm looking at the numbers again and again and again now with Nikola Jokic, and it's tough to deny him it. It's so tough to deny him the MVP. It's ridiculously tough to deny him the MVP, because the team just isn't good when he's not on the floor. The team is terrible when he's not on the floor offensively. He will go out the game 9 points down, 9 points up, and come back there 4 points down. 14-point swing just like that. Because offensively, he offers so much, so much. But I can't deny how good Luka Doncic has been this season. I don't know who to pick personally. I think if we're looking solely at the box score, it's clearly Luka. If we're looking at everything in between, holistically, looking at the advanced stats, looking at the impact on their team, it's Jokic. But I think you have to take an accumulation of both, including team record. And when we do that, I don't know who to pick. Third, obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Great performance this season. I think his team has been slightly more helpful than the other two players' teams. But even so, I think Shai's had an incredible season. I don't think he makes the all-defensive team. Although some people have been saying that. I don't think he's close. I think I could have put Shai in there before I put him in. Those were my awards for the 2024 NBA season. Now you've got to go to the play-in and go to the playoffs. I got a video for you every single playoff game, every single play-in game. Watch. I'm here. It's April. It's playoff time, baby.